Good, good. Okay, so the first thing, let's welcome everybody to tonight's Board of Directors meeting. It is July the 7th, 6:30. We're starting on time. The first thing on the agenda for tonight is to approve the previous quarter's. I hope everybody has read those. So I need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
And a second. And everyone in favor, aye.
Aye.
Good. They're approved, and ready to post, Holly. I mean, I think they're already
They posted.
approved. Yeah. Okay, so second thing on the agenda is the financial report. I can share it on the screen if you'd like. See if I can find it.
Sure.
I had it open a second ago. Okay. I know I had it open. Did I not save it open? Okay, hang on a sec.
Cool. Lucia's dog in the background.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where it went, but I will open it again.
Albert's
Albert.
signing in.
Hi, Albert.
Okay, now let's see if I can get it to share. Here it is. Okay. I'll move this. Hi, Albert.
Okay, so we started out June with $2,527.80. I received and put into the bank in the month of June $80 worth of membership fees. We had interest of 18 cents. So that's $80.18. It was added to our total. We had no expenses, so the total that we have now in the bank is $2,607.98. Not very complicated. Nothing outstanding, nothing, no checks that I haven't cashed or Venmo things that I haven't moved. That's it. That's what we got.
Okay, thank you. All right, so the next thing on the agenda is the Fall Into Art event that's going to be happening this fall. I have some information and I've shared it to the Board of Directors email distribution. Some information I don't have yet because they're still tossing it around. The Friday night dinner is now not going to be at the Headwaters. It is going to be at the Green River, that event center that's right beside the Green River Grill. And the dinner is going to be catered by the Green River Grill. I think they own, one of them owns the other. And they plan to have places for each group to show their art. Probably on the second floor, there's a balcony or something up there. I haven't actually been in that building. There will be round tables downstairs, I think, and I think maybe rectangular tables possibly upstairs for overflow. There's only going to be about 200 tickets this year because it's kind of a smaller venue than they're used to. They usually have it at the Civic Center. They decided on $60 per person. I do not know what the menu is going to be. They're going to have games and raffles and I don't even know what all, but it sounds like it might be fun. They are selling tables, and at the meeting, they talked about the tickets being $50 and the tables being $500 for 10 people. But now I have not heard what the tables are going to be, but the tickets are now $60. I don't know if we want to try to encourage our group to go to that, but all of the groups that are members of the Greater New Braunfels Art Council will get first dibs on buying their tickets. And I'm not exactly sure when they're going on sale, but it should be relatively soon. So I don't know what you guys think about that.
Do how many people to a table?
10 people to a table.
We've not participated before in this event, right?
I don't think so. I think
Well-
Ralph does, and he usually ends up with tickets. Sometimes he sells some tickets, but
I think some people may have participated by a ticket, but I
we've
don't
not
think-
done a table.
We've never done a table, but, and Dennis may have more information than I do, but
Well, no, individually, we've done it. Sharon and I did at least once.
It wasn't at Fall into Art though, it was in the winter there.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's
it
not the
was-
same
no,
event.
It was, I'm talking about whatever happened in January. Right?
Yeah,
yeah, this,
Yeah.
this dinner used to go off in January, but
Right.
yeah.
it got pushed back so many times that they just
Right.
want to get it over with right now and get it done.
So they're combining a whole bunch of events for this week, this one particular weekend, which is October. I gotta look on my calendar. I did put it on my calendar. I don't know what I'm going to attend other than the Saturday thing.
It's the 22nd through the 24th, is that correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 22nd would be the dinner.
I believe so.
Yeah, and then the 23rd and 24th is the Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, the 22nd's the dinner. And then the Fall into Art will be at the Headwaters and all day on Saturday and Sunday. And then they're also incorporating, I'm not exactly sure what that event was, but they did like a Shakespeare, I don't know, all that stuff, all the entertainment stuff is going to be going on throughout the day during that event. And I don't recall that was not the same time either. It was a different time before, but it's a different place. They're going to charge for it. I don't know what, we debated it that night. My vote was, 12 and under should go free, or 5 and under should go free, and everybody else is $5. If they're going to insist on charging, then it needs to be something easy to deal with. And they had not finalized that, I don't believe. But we aren't doing what we typically do. We're not holding a booth. I've already told her that we're not going to have a booth, but we will do the photo contest and we will do support for photography. Victor's heading up the photo contest and I'm going to head up the committee for the photography. I'm going to be over there Saturday anyway for something else. So I'll take pictures while I'm there. And then hopefully I can get some help because I certainly don't want to spend the entire weekend there. And I don't know, I don't have a schedule yet for the entertainment. They probably are going to want pictures of, the booths and the awards and potentially some of the entertainment.
My opinion is based on the last, we've been going for at least 3 years. I think we need to be sure we have lined up help for the last 2 events and not worry too much about the Friday dinner.
No, I haven't even thought about that.
Yeah,
Saturday, Sunday is all I committed to because the Friday night event is different. And unless I decide to go, I'm not going to that either. I don't even know that they care if we take pictures of that or not. She has not said.
I don't think we've ever taken pictures of that event.
Ralph has.
Oh, Ralph has perhaps. Yeah.
Well,
But
maybe
Ralph's
if
not a
Ralph,
member anymore, right? Is Ralph still a member? Didn't he say he's not?
I don't know.
I'm not sure if he is or isn't. I do know the last few meetings I attended, when I first started attending the meetings, Daryl and Ralph were both there.
Yeah.
And then then Daryl dropped off, and then like the last 4 or 5 meetings, Ralph wouldn't even be there. Um, he, I think he's still willing to help out if he's asked.
Yeah, I don't think
So,
he's a member, but I'm sure he would take photographs for us or something like that. I don't
yeah.
think
If
that-
he goes, yeah. And I don't know,
But Holly, I would recommend putting this photography part of the tasking on Ralph's shoulders, since he's the volunteer coordinator.
that's a
Okay.
good idea.
And we should ask and then tell people that wish to help, okay, to contact Ralph for times that they, can help out. And
That's a
then
great idea.
everybody that goes and takes photos on behalf of the society for the council sends their photos to Ralph, and then Ralph turns all the photos over to Felicia.
Great idea. Why don't I contact him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Seeing as how he's our official volunteer coordinator.
He is, and he hasn't said he wanted to step down as the coordinator. If he says that, then we can
Find
Re-
somebody else.
regroup and ask for another volunteer at the next meeting.
Mhm.
But this
So
would be
do
a
you-
good time to get him to reconfirm that he's still willing to participate in that capacity.
Great idea. So you want him to help you find volunteers for the photo, whatever that contest, the photography contest as well?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Perfect. I'll ask him to do that. I'll go out and figure out what the schedule is, and then I'll ask him to start finding people to do that, because we're gonna need, I mean, at least everybody who volunteers will get a wristband or whatever to go in free, so they don't have to pay to get in. And you can stay as long as you like once you're in there. So it'll be a good chance for you to go in and do a little bit of volunteer work, and then shop or watch something, or, whatever. They're doing all
Mhm.
kinds of events. So it sounds like a fun weekend.
Melissa,
Okay, so,
do you know if the artist reception is still planned for that Friday evening? And if so, if it's going to be where it's going to be?
that's a really good question. They did not talk about that at the last meeting, but
Okay.
I will ask.
It's kind of, if they're doing the dinner over in Green and then an artist reception Friday night, I don't think they got the manpower to pull off both.
Yeah, they didn't mention it at the last meeting, and I didn't think to ask, but I'll email her with our questions. So that'll be a question for her. Are you still planning the artist reception, and when and where? And tell her that we're trying to get our list of volunteers together. Okay, so to kind of segue off of that event, we talked about, since we are not having a booth, she told me and Victor, that meeting that you were there, that we could put pamphlets in there. They're planning to put together like a goodie bag of some sort with, I don't know what in it, but that we can put pamphlets in it. And Victor and I talked about redesigning our pamphlet and putting, using the new logo, the new colors, and adding photos that are our latest award-winning photos through the PSA, the quarterly thing that we just did. So we have some honorable mentions, and we have some, what were they called? The top
Merit.
scores. Yeah, the merit awards. So taking those photos and adding those to the pamphlet. Holly, can you work on designing that when you get a chance?
Sure, I can give it a try. I have not ever done a pamphlet before, so maybe we could reach out and see if anyone else is more familiar with it, because I will be starting from scratch, but I would be happy to, if we have an existing folder or something that we've used before,
Well,
somebody has a file they could give me as a starting point.
Melissa, I sent you the PDF of the trifold front and back, right?
Okay, I can't remember. You probably did, but that's been a month or two ago.
Yeah,
I'll look for it. I'll look for it.
okay.
It's not a like to work from document, Holly, but it's a PDF. It's a picture.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been a while and I'm not very good at it, but I've used Word and just like inserted pictures and told it, you can go in and take a template and tell it you want it to be a trifold on, both sides or whatever, and then place pictures where you want it. So that's maybe a place to start. You might try if you're pretty proficient with Word.
And it doesn't have to be a trifold. We could just do a 3x5 card or a 5x7 card.
True.
Okay. Something just advertising, that the club is here for anybody interested in photography, and just put out there when we normally meet and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because I'm sure by October, we'll be back in the library, I hope.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. And that segues into the next topic, which was to continue Zoom meetings or to start our live meetings. And I feel like we should do only one or the other because I think it's going to be too complicated to do both. So I was wondering if you have an update status from the library or the senior citizen place.
Okay, well, the library is not even going to address whether or not they're going to give the meeting room back to the public until August.
Okay, so we'll read.
And then the senior center had hoped to reopen, but the powers that be that oversee the senior center decided to use the downtime to do remodeling. So now they're even further back on the back burner for getting reopened.
Okay.
So
We'll keep zooming.
yeah, right now I would say keep zooming. And I'd like to make a comment on that one or the other thing. Even though we haven't done a lot as a committee yet, we still have, I think you should still give us a shot to where when the library does let us in so we can do the testing, to wait and make a decision on whether we do both or just
Okay.
one or the other. Because we do have members that I think will stay with us as long as they can participate by Zoom.
Okay.
I know of at least two that don't like driving at night, but they are willing to sit at home and watch on Zoom and still be part of the membership and submit photos and participate that way. And when we get back out to where we're doing the monthly coffees, a photo walk here and there, they'll participate in that.
Okay. Yeah, I think that as long as we can go back to the library, that'll work. But we kind of determined it won't work at the senior system, right?
Yeah, well, they don't have Wi-Fi capabilities.
Right.
So the best we could do there is to see if do a Facebook Live kind of thing. And that might work. I don't know. Okay, but I think we're probably better off waiting on the library and then getting back in the library. The facilities is better. Of course, they're remodeling the center, so who knows what it'll be like after it's remodeled. I know even before they did started the remodel, they'd already gone in and painted the inside and gave it a face uplift. So I say let's just wait and see.
Okay. All right. Okay. Anything else for those items that we kind of bounced around before I move on? No. Okay. All right. So the only other thing that I had on here was the outreach opportunities. They have set the date for caroling on the plaza to December the 10th. If we want to do something then, that's a ways out, so we don't have to start working on it yet. And then other opportunities from the previous meeting that we talked about was the farmer's market at Krause's and the Wassel Fest and the First Friday Art Walk. And that typically goes on in the summertime.
Well, I can address the things that I had done the research on, and that's the farmer's market. The farmer's market said that there's no fee to put up a tent. We just go to their website, fill out the application form. The only thing is, and what they do is they have certain amount of spaces that they give to nonprofits to come in. So they've got a list of nonprofits like this, and they have like, okay, we can let this many come on this Saturday, this many on this Saturday. So we'll get notified which Saturday they're willing to let us come, and then we have to be ready to jump on it. Okay, so it would be putting up the tent and having someone man it. And we're talking, what is it? It's 9 to 11. Is that the time, or 7? No, not 9 to 11, right? With setup time prior to 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I thought it was till noon.
Okay, 9 to noon.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not talking an all-day affair. We're talking 9 to noon. That's 3. We're talking about probably 5 hours. Okay, but we would need somebody committed to be able to pick that up and run with it. Yeah, Holly.
I just looked it up. It's every Saturday, 9 to 1.
9 to 1.
Okay, 6 hours.
Yeah, and it's hot right now.
That's true.
And also, I don't know if parking's a premium downtown these days,
Mm-hmm.
and
But
it's not close.
But if you get there early enough to set up for farmer's market, you're going to have a place to park.
Maybe, but the parking lot across the road is no longer public parking unless you pay for it.
That's true.
You have to pay for it.
Isn't there public parking down the street?
Mhm.
I think there is. I don't know where or how far.
Community center or the convention center.
Down the road, I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, it's the other way. So you'd have to stop and drop your stuff and then go park.
Mhm.
Do you have any idea, Victor, about, would we have a couple weeks notice, or they're going to tell us on Monday and we have to be there on Saturday?
You know, I don't have a clue. Okay. Well, I hate to assume anything. Okay. I think we ought to give it one shot, and we could make the tent the home base for also doing a photo walk that day too. You know, we could start out with doing a coffee. Okay. Have people show up for the coffee. And then say, hey, while you're here, help us put up the tent.
If we have enough time, it's all dependent on, if we have the pre time.
Yeah, and then, well, coffee 7 to 8, and then 8 to 9, set up the tent. So, and then do a photo walk, have people come back to the tent after the photo walk, and stuff like that. Photographers walking in and out. And I think the potential to potentially get new members is, or the potential to help our club grow is there in that type of event. And that's the farmer's market. The other thing was Wassel Fest, and I think Holly was going to check on that. But I was at a meeting and Wassel Fest came up. I'll let Holly update about Wassel Fest with whatever she has, and I'll share what I overheard.
I don't have anything new yet.
Okay. Well, what I overheard was that we just need to, the group that was looking into it said what they were told was they just need to check with the POC for the city as we get closer. And when the POC buys the cups, what each organization has to do is buy the cups from the city at it's really a really decent rate, not very expensive. And once you buy the cups from the city, that's it. You're, you're, if, if I remember right, I think you're told a spot that you can set up, and then you come with your wassail and you give it out. And that's when we use that opportunity to let people know about the society. And that's how we would participate in that. And other than paying for the little cups, it's free. So there's no fee to have a spot or anything like that. Um, but that was what this other group that I sometimes hang out with is thinking about doing. The other thing that was on the thing to look for was the art walk downtown, and that's ran by the downtown owners association, a business owners association, and we pretty much have to have a business or something to take part in that and join the business organization. Okay, so
So that's out.
yeah, I think that's out without we piggyback off. If we were to develop a working relationship with the art league, then potentially we might could piggyback with them on something like that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
And
not so sure. They're not even members of the New Braunfels Art Council that I know of.
yes, they are.
Are they now? Because they were, the meeting that you and I went to, there was a representative there and they were thinking about joining, but they hadn't joined yet. And they weren't at the last meeting
Mm,
we went to last month.
okay. Well, um, the last I was aware, they were a participating member just like us. With the only difference is that they're a nonprofit and we're not.
Okay.
They're a nonprofit and we're not.
Right.
I thought we are. We're
No.
not.
We're
Oh,
not-
okay. Okay.
And Wassel Fest, I have to admit, I've never been to Wassel Fest. Do we have to set up a tent or
You don't have to have a tent. You can just have a table.
just a table? Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can do it.
I've been once. I've been once and it's fun.
I was
Gets
thinking-
crowded, but it's fun. The last one I went to though, seems like, excuse me, they were, something else was piggybacked on and they had that concert over there on the other end beside of Prince Psalms.
Caroling
Hotel.
in the city.
Yeah.
Caroling on the plaza. It was
Yeah, it was
piggyback
kinda-
Wassel Fest.
Yeah. Yeah. And it got crazy busy.
Mm-hmm.
They are separating that back out this year again. The caroling on the plaza, I think, has to do with the art council and they don't want to be involved in the Wassel Fest.
Right.
Who's following up with Wassel Fest so that I know when I have to write a check for?
I am.
Oh, okay. So Holly, you're my you'll
I keep
contact
checking
me.
the city's website like once a month and there just isn't any updated information yet.
Okay.
I'm
I'll
just
try to
gonna-
reach out to somebody, some event coordinator or something and see if I can get some details.
I just want to be sure that I know to write a check for that when it comes.
Okay. Is anybody on the board interested in coordinating the farmer's market? At this time, I cannot take on anything else. So I'm not gonna reach out to do that. I don't know if anybody in the club wants to
Well,
take that on.
I'll take it on and combine it, like I said earlier. We can announce it at the meeting that we're looking to do this, and then ask if there's 2 or 3 people that would like to hang out and man the tent. And if the weather's good on the weekend that we get it, then maybe we don't even put up the tent. Maybe we just set up a table. Okay. Depends on where they put us.
Right.
If it's in a shaded area, then maybe we don't worry about the tent, just put up a table. But yeah, I can do that. And like I said, I could see combining it with, hey, let's do a coffee and then let's do a photo walk. And oh, by the way, we got this thing at the farmer's market. So
If only
I
we
think
know
it's
far enough in
doable.
advance.
Do what?
If only we know far enough in advance. I mean, it's hard to
Right.
get people to volunteer to be there if they don't know when it's going to be,
That's true.
Right.
But
That's true.
we have who's going to so you'll fill out the application, Victor, and then
Yeah, I'll take the lead on that.
okay.
I don't know how long they do that. It's only in the summer, right? So it's not like when actually we have decent weather around here.
The farmer's market,
Uh-huh.
I think it's year round, isn't it?
I think it is.
I don't know. I've only been in the summer when it's hot.
Yeah.
I don't go too much.
Aren't they talking about a building that they're going to put it into? Didn't I read something about a building over there?
Ooh, I don't know.
I don't know if it's a building, but it says open all year long, every Saturday, rain or shine.
Oh,
Holly,
okay.
you're so fast.
She is.
I still had it open from earlier.
Oh. Don't tell us your
Okay.
secrets. Keep them to yourself.
Okay. So once we get our pamphlet done, we will have to get it printed after we figure out what size and all that. I have no idea how many we're going to need for that weekend. She hasn't, that's another question. How many goodie bags?
That's the Holland art, right?
Yeah, for the
We
Holland
gave
art.
a few 2 years ago, didn't we?
Do what?
A few pamphlets. We gave out quite a few pamphlets that fall into art 2 years ago.
Yeah, we did. We gave out about 100
Yeah, I think so.
at the event.
Right.
But not everybody got one. Only people that got one were people that stopped by the tent and talked to us. And, once we started the conversation, we gave them a pamphlet.
Yeah, we didn't just hand them out to people.
Yeah, we didn't.
Right.
Hand them out. And so, and a trifold is more expensive than a 3x5 or 5x7 card.
Yeah.
I would
So-
say if you're talking about filling a goodie bag, let's do max a 5x7 card with just some information on it. Print it
Basic.
on one side. And we could do something like probably 500. And then
Right.
if they only need to fill 250 goodie bags, then
We have them for other things.
yeah, and we could probably, this is where, we need to develop a working rapport with the Art League to where, okay, can we put our 5x7 cards up on your desk and let people know that we're around, So, I think that's something we should explore if we want to grow. So we need to explore ways to branch out and grow the society.
Okay. So that seems like a good idea. And then if we don't do 5x7s, if we want to do anything smaller, I think 4x6 works. You can get 4 from a sheet. almost, something like that. I'm not for sure. But we'll just have to investigate. All right. I don't have anything else on the agenda. Does anybody have anything they want to bring up?
Can we get an update from the PSA representative?
Yeah. Well, right now, the only thing we're doing are the monthly things. And this month we have a lady called Rose Newman from Hancock, Ontario, Canada is going to do the judging. Other than that, we're waiting until it'll be November when we do the we start the interclub competition again. And I'm sure Melissa's going to announce, if we get a plaque and everything for the fact that we won the competition in our group this year. That's about
Has
it.
that come in yet?
No, the plaques haven't come in. I think they're going to give it at the thing. She sent a certificate or something, but she also said that there's a plaque coming. We
Okay.
haven't got it yet, and I'm not sure whether she's going to send it. If we have a representative, you're going to be at the the conference is in September, right?
Yeah, you're not going to be there?
You can get it. If not, they'll send it to us.
Okay. You're not going to be there?
We've got we have another commitment that we in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, at the same week that got put off that we paid for, and now it's going to be then. So
Okay.
so
Okay. Well, I know.
Victor, are you going?
Yeah, I signed up to go, and just like last year before it got canceled, the thing was go ahead and register, sign up for whatever tours you want to do and meals you wanted to partake in. And then they said, come July, we'll charge. Okay, well, and last year, come July, they said, no, we're not going to have the conference. So I never got charged, but
I'll get to Nancy Speakerman, back to her, and say, what are you going to do with the plaque? Are you going to send it to us or give it out?
okay. Yeah, that'd be good. But you say they sent a certificate. That'd be something, cut and paste that certificate to the PowerPoint presentation.
To Melissa, I hope.
I'll look for it.
Okay, well, I haven't. I sent it to you, but I can do it again. That's no
Yeah.
problem.
Okay.
Dennis, you
Copy
can send it to
Holly.
me. Yeah, just send it to me.
Yeah, send it to Holly. Holly's putting the presentation together for me.
Do you know when they were saying that the award of merit folks were going to be entered into an end of year competition? When do those results get announced?
I didn't hear what you said. What?
The award of merit winners from the last round, or all the rounds were going into an end of year competition. Do you know when those winners are announced?
No, I'll have to ask that question. I don't know.
Okay, I'm updated on that. They've announced the winners for the end of the year, and our merit people didn't place.
In place, so we should just not even bring it up at Monday's meeting then.
Right. I would
Okay.
just talk about that we took first place in the overall competition for the year.
Yeah,
And,
that was, it's been announced at the last two meetings, so I don't think we need to announce it again.
Yeah.
well, if we've got a certificate, we can show it. But I think, we got a little while between now and November. Just a little nudge, letting people know that we did really well, so that people that maybe didn't enter will think about entering. Okay.
We ought to go back and look at the pictures that we have, because because in November we'll have to start sending pictures again, and we should try to pick the best pictures we have. So,
Yep. Yeah, everything that comes back from the monthly evaluations that scored at least a 9 should be in the running.
well, we should put together a, you know, 2 or 3 people that'll be a committee that will start doing that so that in November we can start sending the pictures out.
We need a new committee for the November, the start of the November.
Right. Because we've had some of the pictures that have come in lately have been very, very good. But if we can get a whole list together and then the committee can, you know, pick out what they think are the best ones. We'll need 18 of them for next year, so.
Yeah. So we need a competition committee chairman.
Mm-hmm. A chair and a committee.
Well, a committee chair. Okay.
Mhm.
And according to the bylaws, the president sits on all committees. Now you can delegate, okay?
Which I do well at.
Okay. But what I'm saying is the committee chair does not have to be a board person, okay?
Right.
Because at least one person from the board has to oversee the committees to begin with.
Okay, well,
And we're gonna be, since we came out number 1, we're gonna be knocked up another notch into a higher category. So we should be trying to pick out good pictures, I guess.
Now would be a good time to change the name of the club.
what, to get knocked back down into the, okay. So at the meeting, we'll ask for a chair for starting in November, but we want someone named by October. That would be my preference, to have somebody in place. We can get the committee together, let them, and then somebody from the board might have to, we need somebody to oversee that committee, or at least, because I cannot take on. I'm going to, I've only told Victor this. Well, first, let me just say, I know there's some responsibilities coming up towards the end of the year, and we're in July, so we're on the downhill slope for this year, at the top of it, but we're on the downhill slope. I need to ask for someone to do a financial audit. So I'm going to be asking for that in August.
Yeah.
And then I also have to get somebody to do the, what is it called?
The nomination committee.
Yeah, the nomination committee for next year's board. So I'll be asking for that in August as well. I'm not going to ask in July, but I'm going to ask in August for someone to head that committee up. And then here's the last thing that I need to tell you guys as the board, and I'm not announcing it to.
Hey, Melissa, the meeting's recorded.
Oh no, I'm not doing it right now. I'll send you a private message. Thank you, because everybody will see it. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. All right, let's move on. Anyway, we need a nomination lead and we need a financial lead. I'll ask for that in August. Okay. Anything else new that we need to talk about?
Well, I'll share that starting in July, in mid-August, I'm going to uh, be putting out a regular coffee meetup again for people that want to participate. And going to do try to set up a monthly photo walk, okay, or photo type event, okay. So, but that's not going to be till mid-August. So I'll put all the particulars together, and then I'll send it to Holly to where it can be put into the August presentation, and then we'll go from there. Okay. And I may not be able to make the August meeting. Depends on whether or not I'm going to be in Mississippi, and if where I'm at, I have Wi-Fi, then I'll try to open it up. But the link that we have for the meeting, y'all are able to open that up with or without me, right?
I can't open it if you're not in there and opened it up.
Well, how'd y'all get it? Well, y'all started tonight's meeting without me being here.
You were in when I got in.
Really?
It says that I have to wait on the host.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 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 Well, even if I have to drive out and find a Waffle House to sit at the counter and open up a Wi-Fi connection, I'll get there and get it started.
Yeah, it won't let us in because we don't have, I mean, I know there's a code and a passcode, but it won't let us in if it hasn't been initiated yet.
Okay.
Anybody else have that? Because I can't get in without it being.
No, it was the same for us.
Okay.
Okay. And I guess that's it.
Okay.
From me.
Let's do a round table and then we can stop recording.
Sounds good.
All right, Sharon
I don't have anything.
and Dennis.
I already said what I had, so.
Okay, and Beverly
I don't have anything. I'm
and
fine.
Holly.
Just my action items would be to work on the pamphlet, add a certificate to the next slideshow for our PSA award. And do you want me to add something about the committees for this month, or are you going to do that just for August?
I'll do that in August, but and then I'm going to reach out to Ralph. I'll do that when we finish up tonight and ask him to start working on the volunteers for the fall festivals.
Okay.
Stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't have
I
any.
think that's enough for this month. We'll get the other committees going. I do want to ask for a lead for the PSA November stuff. I want to start working on that. Somebody
You want me
that
to add a slide to that for this month? Okay.
yes.
And then I follow up with Wassail Fest. I've emailed somebody, so I'll let you know when I hear back from them.
Okay. Is that it? Albert?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, and Victor, one last shot.
Yeah. Hey, Albert, is there any news on the meeting room there in Seguin?
I noticed they had a meeting there, but it was another provider. I haven't seen really, I office out of that one in Seguin, so I'm there every day. I haven't seen much. I usually can tell because the parking lot fills up. But I will ask Victor, I don't know officially if they opened it or they just had that one exception and had a meeting there with another provider, but I'll let you know as soon as I find out.
Okay. And the reason I ask is because the Shirts Library, I checked today and they are open back up to the public.
Right.
Okay. excuse me.
And they might be open, but maybe they haven't had many scheduled meetings there. So that might be the case. I'll ask though.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because if they are open and allowing organizations to book it,
Sure.
then I'd like to start booking it. Well, potentially we could look at it, moving our meeting from New Braunfels to Seguin for
Right.
a month or two.
Right.
But I also want to try to book the room to put on a basic photography class for new photographers that have joined the club.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll find out.
Okay. And I picked up the paperwork today to do that with the Shirts Library. So they would not give me any potential open dates. And with the Shirts Library, organizations can only book the room once a month. And so you can book it 12 times a year, but only once a month, and
Right.
up for 4 hours. Okay. You can't go over 4 hours. So I used to use it a lot back when we had the Shirts Club.
Right.
And it was like, I think the first Saturday of every month, I taught a class out of there for the Shirts Club. So it's another way to try to do reach out. Okay. So that's the only thing I got. I just wanted to see if there was an update on whether or not the GVEC had opened up their meeting room to organizations yet.
Yeah, I'll find out for you, Victor. I'll let you know.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Okay. Is that everything? So this is the end of the meeting and we can stop recording.